got the right bitch. No lefty, walking my truth, don't fuck with my step king, crawl for you, walk, run it, catch me, got a sharp tongue, spit it. What's going on?
What's up?
What's going on live?
Nothing. Nothing. Just was looking at your live. Just got off not too long ago.
Child, I ain't on here doing that. I'm sitting up here was eating laid up with the puss.
With the puss. I hear you talking about that crab puss. That's
Boy,
unfortunate.
it smelled like they took all the crab vaginas and just decided to use them for these crab wontons. I don't know what Phillips be doing over there. I don't know where Phillips is crabbing and fishing and getting their shit from. But I want Phillips to find a new location, babe.
They be people love crabs, since when they got on trend and they be overdoing it. So ain't no telling where they got them crabs from. They be over crabbing, I guess is the word. They
I
be
don't
overfishing.
I don't think it's all crab, honey. By the way that that damn wonton was smelling, it was smelling like it was tilapia or something mixed with the motherfucker crab meat. That shit won't right, honey.
You know what? You might it might not be fresh. That's probably what it is, and it's probably like already been processed and just been waiting to be used.
That's the problem. It smell like her ass wasn't even processed, honey. It smell like.
Mm. And I'm real big on that with crabs. Like I like my crabs fresh. Like I want them to be have caught like a couple hours before if possible.
And you know I'm from Maryland, so
Right, and I'm from the beach, so yeah, I get it.
so you know I'm spoiled when it comes to crab. I'm used to my crab, coming straight off the
What's up,
boat,
Pisces?
coming straight out the water, honey.
Yeah, I like mine straight out the water too. I don't even eat fish, but I do know if I did, I would want it the same way.
You would want it straight out the water, straight out the.
Yeah, because I don't eat fish, but because I'm from the beach, I've tried it a couple ways to figure out if I like it. So now I've honestly only tried fresh fish most times. Like I'm talking about fresh spots, whiting, tilapia, grouper, salmon, whichever way you want to say it.
I don't mean no harm. I could have bought a bag of crab legs. I could have bought a bag of crab legs out of Walmart, and the crabs didn't smell the fuck like that. Do you hear me?
That's terrible. That's real bad.
Honey, I split the motherfucking wonton open, honey, and I started to throw the whole motherfucking box again.
It's a wonton. It's not even an actual crab.
It's the wonton, the crab meat in the wonton. The crab meat
That
in the
is
wonton is
nasty. That is disgusting. Are you kidding me? That is nasty.
it's gray. It look like elephant meat and shit.
Not, not they put Dumbo in the wonton.
Bitch,
Everybody's so creative.
okay. They put somebody in there, baby.
That's so funny. That is so absolutely funny. Oh my God. It's
Let,
actually disgusting.
let me
I
respond
don't
to
even,
Gallagher.
first of all, what you say?
Let me respond to Gallagher comment. Gallagher said, I think there's a difference too between not IDing as trans and not having access to medical transition. Yeah, I agree completely. Gallagher, it's a big difference if you're attempting to transition and you don't have the access versus having the access and just being gender fucked. You know what I'm saying? It's a difference between it's a difference between not having the access and not wanting to assimilate, or viewing assimilation as a bad thing. And some people might. For me, I'm naturally kind. It don't make sense for me to go out here and for me, for my life, the way my life is,
Mhm.
it doesn't make sense for me. I don't feel like it makes sense for me to go out here and to try to purposefully be more masculine or present as more masculine just to make a political statement. I'm not doing that with my life. I'm not doing that with my safety. Shout out to the girls who do. I hope that we do get to a point where nobody has to pass, where it's not a thing, where nobody gives,
Yeah.
where we don't assume what's between people's legs when we look at them, when we don't have rules for people um, based on what's between their legs. I love to get to a point where intersex people can just live and develop naturally as long as it's not a health risk for them. All of the things. I want all of the things. Why the fuck do y'all think I'm out here talking this shit? So that we can continue to live in boxes? No. But realistically, honey, I have my box, I have my lane, and I motherfucking live for it. Bitch, the
That's
problem
hilarious.
is motherfuckers not living for their own motherfucking lane. Bitch, how the fuck is you gonna hop into a lane and you can't even do the speed limit? Bitch, you need to speed the fuck up, slow the fuck down, or get the fuck out of the way, bitch. Stop
Yeah.
interrupting with our motherfucking progress. But shout out to all the girls who like to look crazy.
I just seen a video from a TikToker, and she was saying how the culture of passing is toxic, and she was saying how a lot of times when people who are not of color or what or white girls that they when they pass that things are a lot easier for them, and she was like, yeah, because the way that gender is seen is through white supremacy and through whiteness, so it's always easier as soon as y'all pass be able to pass. It's way easier, not as it's still black girls that pass and still get can get their stuff handed to them because of the way everything is. So yeah, stay in your lane. Like I understand exactly what you're saying. You need to stay in your lane and understand what you're doing. What you're doing is for you. And also, I don't understand the biggest part of it is like why y'all really in somebody's business. It always weirds me out when another person that is like trans, non-binary, or anything like that. When you speak against now, granted, we non-monolithic, we're not all the same in multiple categories. But why would you do that? You don't think that's damaging in some way? Like, I think the issue with the feeling of loneliness and not being seen and stuff like that, they automatically go for the op.
I'm glad you brought up a good point. Um, you brought up a good point. I forgot the damn point, but see, this is why I need to stop smoking.
You
Um,
ain't the only one.
you brought up a good point. Not trans ain't going. I forgot what you said. What did you say?
About passing, she was saying the girl was saying how passing culture
Oh yeah,
is
it is.
toxic.
It is passing culture. But you brought up a couple points. You brought for one, you brought up the white supremacy aspects of it.
Yeah,
That's the whole thing. We live in a society in this society, and I'm talking about our global society
global.
because every motherfucking continent been colonized, bitch. So I'm talking about global society. And our global
It
society,
has touched everything.
we view femininity and masculinity from a white supremacist lens, from a colonized lens. And that's a whole nother thing. It tends to be a color divide in this whole wanting to break the and this whole wanting to break the binary. There seems to be a color divide. There's people like me who are attempting to break the binary, um, but we're doing it a little more covert.
Yeah,
We're doing it without trying to step on anybody's toes. And then there's another group that's trying to break the binary, but it seems like they just really trying too motherfucking hard to be seen.
yeah,
It seems like you're trying to make yourself a martyr. If you're going to be a gender fuck, if you're not going to pass, if you're not going to tuck, if you're non-binary, just living your truth. We'll see it. But you ain't got to come for the motherfuckers that do. We know that it's a toxic environment to pass. For one, it costs a whole bunch of fucking money, and you got to go through a whole bunch of fucking red tape. That's number one.
exactly.
Unless, of course, you hit the genetic lottery.
Which is rare because there's other factors that come into it's other factors that come into that. Not only access, age, your body. One of the member, I know. Remember during our conversation, I was saying like one of the things I was told by Christina. She was just like some people are just genetically like it just it just
Brick.
works.
And some people are genetically brick. I know girls who have had access to every motherfucking thing, but honey, she's seemingly trans,
Yeah,
bitch.
yeah,
And the same for trans guys. I know some guys who are just so tiny and whose features are so tiny that They just struggle to pass for anything other than a little child.
Yeah, that is very true. I have seen that as well. And it's honestly, we do, but for one thing I always tell people was like the one thing I learned about like telling stories and stuff like that, and even watching like anime, you have to accept what if you're going to watch anime, you're going to accept what that story is telling you, and you're going to accept whatever is going on in that world. If somebody is a blue man with green fire shooting from his hands, that's what it is. So, and that's the pretty much the same thing I feel with the queer community. I feel like we will accept it if that's what you're doing, because we done seen some stuff, especially being in the ballroom scene. You done seen some people come out there, and that person marched down that runway, and could look however they look or do whatever they're doing. But as long as they really feel and they believe in it, that is what it is. So let the girls live their truth.
They're gonna make you believe it. It's plenty of basic looking bitches. It's plenty of girls who are basic looking on any given day. It's girls who can't even pass for real. But when
Right.
it's time to walk femme queen motherfucking face, them bitches is gonna make you believe it. They're gonna serve it. They're gonna sell it, and you gonna wish that you look like that bitch,
Mm-hmm.
honey. And then you gonna see her outside of the motherfucking ball on a regular day, looking like any other random trans woman. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so whatever you're gonna give me, I'm gonna pretty much take it at face value because I know, especially in the queer community. So I would never tell somebody that you're not this or you're not that because we literally have been and can be anything. So the whole chick talking about you that need to medically transition and stuff like that, that again, whether it's on purpose or it's just inherent, that's you speaking from a place of whiteness, a white gaze. Even if
The
you're not white, it's speaking from a white gaze.
the um the non-binary individual who I duetted their video and reposted it on my page, who was essentially trying to translate the message that I was attempting to put out there. You know, sometimes my message can be a bit ratchet.
We
But
love a little ratch.
but they were translating the message for me, and they made a big point that stuck with me, that stuck in my head. And they were like, they noticed that a lot of privileged queers want to play the victim, want to victimize themselves. And and it's funny because even outside of the queer community, in the whole female community, you tend to have this issue where there's a divide where there tends to be privileged women who tends to want to victimize themselves.
Mm,
Because you have people who are part of a marginalized community, but they're more privileged than other people who are part of that same marginalized community.
right.
Like, baby, if you got more privilege than me, ain't a motherfucking thing that you can activate over. It ain't a thought you can activate over here besides me reading your ass, bitch.
That's it.
Your best bet, if you're a more privileged queer than me, your best motherfucking bet is to try and translate what the fuck I'm saying so the other privileged queers can get it, bitch.
That's exactly what that's what you're supposed to literally be doing. Because even though we do like to focus on our black queer community, you will never. I will always try to pull somebody else queer up. I'm not going to do that just because of all what we all go through in some capacity. So you're supposed to be able to use that, like literally use your privilege to do something right. Like, yeah, no, girl, this is what she's saying, and this is what I'm saying, and this is what you need to do. This is what we got to do. It seems like when queers get up to a certain, like when you get to that privileged level, they also like to become, they really assimilate really quickly, and I guess that's coming from wanting to be a part of it so long, you just ease into it. Because one of the things that's the common denominator and the unifying thing is money. So once they get to a certain echelon, yeah, they become the same almost, which is terrible.
And I can also imagine, because all queers, even if you come from an accepting, a tolerant family, and
Mm-hmm.
a family, all queers, I think, have gone through a period of their life where they have at least feared rejection. right? Feared rejection from people who were supposed to love them most. In a lot of cases, those people have been rejected. However, if if you, it's not the oppression Olympics. It's not a we been
Exactly.
hurt. We know that you've been hurt, girl. Everybody been hurt. Everybody got a story. I'm sorry to tell you, but even the cisgender straight white man might have been through some shit. You know what I mean? But bitch, that don't change the fact that he's more privileged the fuck than me, and bitch, I ain't trying to hear what the fuck your privileged ass got to say.
Right, Effie, we all got paid, girl. We all got paid, Effie.
Hey,
Cool it. We all got paid.
cool it now, honey.
Yeah, it's not the oppression Olympics. So, and I think people don't really honestly see themselves because, like, the privilege. Like, okay, perfect example. I was walking by it on TV earlier today, and Paris Hilton was on the TV, and she was talking about whatever she was talking about. I went all the way listening, but she was like, I go through stuff too, and I was like, you know what? I of course know you definitely got it better than me, but girl, I know to some certain extent you'd have been through some stuff that we probably would never understand just because again with the privilege and the money and stuff like that, it's a whole different attitude. And I was like, you're supposed to be happy because you got the money. I was like, it's because of that stereotype. I know people can do what they want to you. You still a woman, whether you're a white woman or not, you're still a woman. So I was looking like, you know what, girl, you probably have been through some stuff. But again, it's not the pressure Olympics. And if you know you've been through some stuff and you know you can actually pull up somebody or be able at least to, like you said, be a soundboard or a translator, do that. Do
Mm.
that. Make it easier so in the long run we won't have to be dealing with this. That's what I'm yeah. It's annoying it's annoying the work that we do, it's annoying sometimes. You be like, all right now, I'm just trying to make sure everybody understand. You ain't gotta like it, but just understand.
Okay, and if you ain't trying to understand my point of view, shut the fuck up. Okay. Cause how the fuck, I'm telling you, one of the things getting involved with social media, one of the biggest motherfucking things that annoy me is how often you'll have trolls and you'll have people in the comments who clearly did not hear a motherfucking thing that you was saying in the video. It's like, girl, you heard 2 words out of 3 minutes of me talking, bitch.
Free.
They they be in the motherfucking comments misquoting you and some more shit. Like, girl, I did not. Somebody had made up that I said that binary trans people was more important than non-binary trans people. Bitch, I would never say no dumbass shit like that, bitch.
That don't even sound like something that don't even match up.
It don't match the fuck up when I'm out here advocating for androgyny and sexy. Yeah, I'm a bitch that passed, but I rarely date people who fucking pass. I'm usually the only bitch passing in the bedroom. So
Yes,
why the
exactly.
fuck would I be trying to belittle and get rid of a community that I'm fucking trying to date?
And because people really love that, really love the opposite or the negative of it, they really will go along and run with that. Like it's the very definition of nobody really wants to know the truth sometimes, or really, really paying attention to the truth. What are you talking about? What are you doing? What are you doing? What are we really doing? What are we talking about? Are you listening to me?
Yes, because clearly you ain't hear what I said. What translate did I? Is that what I said in Swahili? Was it Swahili that you heard me speaking?
Want some Zosa or something like that?
Baby, honey, it's them voices. I told you these motherfuckers be having. I said it early in this live. People be having too many motherfucking voices in their head to be a voice of a community.
Nah, that's true. That's real. That is entirely real. They really do. It's a big, and then over the pandemic, then brought all the everybody on to TikTok and everything like that. So, because I mean, I was part of the gold rush. I was part of the gold rush too. I jumped on as well. But it's like now you have to filter through all of this stuff, and now TikTok has given a voice to everyone, which is okay to a certain extent. But it's like y'all also then it can get out of control sometimes depending on what we're seeing and stuff.
Honey,
And a lot of people
I'm gonna keep it
fall
on
through the cracks.
TikToks and gave a voice to everybody. But with that comes a lot of voices from motherfuckers that we don't need to hear from.
Exactly.
A lot of motherfuckers should have stayed the fuck silent. And the motherfuckers who perpetuating their voice and promoting their voices is motherfuckers that's slower than turtles.
And it's crazy because you will see podcast after podcast after podcast being recorded and put on here. And some of them be good because some of them into what I'm into or talking about what I would like to hear. But then sometimes you be looking like, how did this pop up on my FYP? That means somebody that I know like this.
You know, I've been YouTube streaming and I've been on YouTube studying, and I really be motherfucking confused. So it's a couple things that confuse me. For one, all y'all following motherfuckers that's saying the same thing and talking about the same shit. Like, how many times do you have to hear a motherfucker repeat themselves?
Yeah, like what in the
Number one.
world?
Number two, bitch, y'all listening to people who can't even talk and shit, who can't even pronounce. Now, don't get me wrong. I understand if you got an accent, if you got dialect, you know, if you speak a V to the E, you know. But, bitch, when you can't even read the motherfucking news page, girl.
How you block Molly? Because she about to report us or something, they said.
Molly? Who is Molly?
Some lady, she was talking about you cussing. They said she
My,
was a reporter.
Molly, yes, I do cuss Molly, but my question is, Molly, why the fuck is Molly here? If she didn't, she's blocked. But my question is, Molly, how many bitches and hoes and motherfuckers was you gonna sit through before you decided that this wasn't what you wanted to hear? This is
Exactly.
exactly the shit that I'm talking about. Some motherfuckers needed to be voiceless. TikTok be giving voices to motherfuckers that we don't need to hear from. Molly, do you think that I don't hear my own voice coming out of my damn head? Do you think I didn't know that I was motherfucking cussing when I was motherfucking cussing? Molly,
Hello.
oh, this is exactly what the fuck I'm talking about, honey. Molly asked
People
short,
not minding their business. And
short.
then her profile had a nerve to say she a sassy old lady. You ain't that sassy.
No, she is sassy, but she
It's
can't
probably
take.
somebody cosplaying as an old lady or something too. You know, that'd be the thing. Ever since I seen that man steal his grandma checks, like 8 years after she was dead, or however long, I don't trust nobody.
Oh, they. That's common, honey.
Yeah.
That's
He was
motherfucking common.
dressed as the old lady going to the bank. But yeah.
I
And see, that's another thing. That's crazy. That's another thing. People do certain stuff, and again with the negativity, they just lean all into that. Because I never understood why people I never understood the whole like, oh, y'all gonna what about the children? What about the children? When I was looking like, what y'all think we was? Do y'all think we was grown adults? Are we Athena? Did we just pop out of Zeus' head? Like we were children too. So what are y'all talking about? What about the children?
they
Because to be completely honest,
they
I
don't.
should have been had 2 kids by now and maybe married, maybe not, but at least a couple failed heterosexual relationships.
First of all, honey, anybody on this motherfucking app is not worried about the children. The motherfuckers who made this app is not worried about the motherfucking children. If you was concerned about the motherfucking children, this should have been an educational motherfucking app from the door, not a motherfucking app where people is twerking and popping pee, bitch, honey. You know, these children don't need to learn how to motherfucking dance. You think they ain't got enough music videos to learn how to dance off of? You think it ain't enough Spotify and streaming services to learn how to motherfucking dance? Honey, the best thing that could have happened for the kids with this app is them learning shit that they won't teach their ass in school from people like me. Honey,
Yeah.
baby. That we not doing no favor on this app. The kids. The kids shouldn't even be on no motherfucking app. They need to learn how to socialize with each other in motherfucking person. That's
Precisely.
that's number one, bitch. They need to be focused the fuck in school. Cause why the fuck is so many children clocked the fuck in during the day, bitch, when they should be getting lessons, when they should be in third and fourth motherfucking period.
Why do I have to constantly and then why do I have to constantly make
My
sure I
that
check for their age? Like I have to make sure you know how you make sure you check like this is not for this need to be for people like of age and up. Like why is there an option for me as an adult when I set that select that I want 18 and older, it need to just stay there. I don't want no 13 to 17. You are the algorithm. You know what you're looking at, you know what you're seeing, you know what I'm posting. Why is that even an option for it to be possibly them to possibly scan past it? Or are you letting them follow hashtags that they don't need to follow?
First
So
of all,
yeah,
their account, if you under a certain age, your account should be automatic motherfucking restricted. But let's keep it 100. Honey, y'all doing everything that y'all big enough to do on this app, honey. This app has a whole thirst trap section.
I was about to say the whole what is
This
it? Red light silhouette the Doja challenge, and it was to the point. It was teachers, veterinarians, scuba instructors.
It ain't about no motherfucking children. It ain't never been about no
It
motherfucking.
ain't never been about the children. Never. We was kids too, and we seen a lot of stuff.
It ain't
That's
it
how we are able to call people out on Freaknik and stuff like that because they was doing some stuff.
unless unless it's educational. It ain't never about the motherfucking children.
I
Children
agree.
children need to be learning. Children need to be learning, baby. Children need to be learning by example. They need to be learning so that they can continue to develop, baby. That's why their brains are sponges because they
Yes,
need
they need to go play in the dirt, do something. You got to go do yeah.
a dance step ain't something that needs to be on your child's list of priorities to motherfucking learn. I'm sorry if nobody told you this before. A psychologist is telling you now. That don't need to be on the list of priorities. No motherfucking dance step, bitch. Unless little Ashley is becoming a ballerina, bitch. She don't need to know about no goddamn dancing, honey. Teach that bitch how to write her name in cursive. Shit.
And it's not even like because I had a dance team, so it's not even that type of situation. It's not like oh I'm about to get this community do this thing for the community, get other kids in the community, and we all get together and have a dance team. It's not even that.
It ain't no
It's
such
not.
fucking social media app being made for the fucking kids. That's what the fuck they got school for. Send them little motherfuckers out on the soccer field or something. But AAU or something, motherfucking social media app where you got adults on here made for no goddamn children.
That's very true.
Oh Lord, did they kick me? They didn't kick Pooh Bear. My Lord. My Lord, did they kick you? Did they banana you, Pooh Bear? My people be crazy. Got me going on a rant, honey. Hey, y'all. Hi.
I don't
What,
know what they was doing to me today.
what happened? They kicked you?
I just said you disconnected, and I was like, okay. I thought they kicked me off, but
Yeah, I thought they kicked you too. I thought Molly got her way, honey.
yeah, I was about to say.
I didn't block Molly fast enough.
You know what another thing is that I think is so interesting when I was talking about the another point I had wanted to say to you. What I thought was so interesting was that they do look at gender through a white gaze. But you know what's so funny? Nobody ever thinks about well, I know they probably think about it. There are so many indigenous black cultures or black cultures that just brown people, black and brown people in general, that recognize and celebrate other people gender. They already have like even though people don't want to be put in a box, those people have a box, but they in that box and they good. There's nothing going on. They are a part of the community. They are a part of the social hierarchy of the group or the community. They are actual contributing members to that society. Like my favorite is to talk about is the Fafaine. Like this is a indigenous this is an indigenous people. And they have this person. And even I found out recently the Native Americans say two spirited, and then there's like the people it started with an H
The
and
he
like the who?
the Hijras
Yeah, the Hijras. Yeah. The Hijras, HRJ. So I'm looking like all these other people recognize this whole
is you got the Bardash. You got it's to be honest, pre-colonization, the global majority accepted that there were at least three genders.
Yeah.
It's all whitewashing. It's all colonization. Um it's all Christianity, or not even Christianity, but the miseducation or the misuse of Christianity. It's foolery. Hey, friend. Hey, Felicia.
Hey, brother Sean. Hello. No, yeah, like I'm like, it's just too many other people. That's why I was like, that video, it is blowing up, and I hate that it's blowing up because it's so stupid for to listen to her keep saying that. But I'm looking like y'all just don't realize people can be trans in any which way they could be. They have to be at that moment, and that they can be at that moment. It is nothing for us to define. We go through too many other personal. I was so bent on my brother. Now they're not my brothers aren't queer or anything like that. But I was so bent on the fact that I really didn't want them to be because I didn't want them to go through half of the mental stress I went through, and I didn't even have a terrible childhood. So it's not for me to ever judge where somebody out in whatever journey they in because and be doing the docu series has made me more. By the way, who's ever watching, I do have a docu series on Black queer experiences, but yeah, doing the docu series made me realize like you got to do whatever is whenever that's right. I done talked to people who haven't came out until they was like almost 30 or even later. Like so it's you can't really judge nobody for where they're at in their journey because of the way society is. Because if I'm on Jehovah's Witness, they were making a joke about it. This little Nigerian boy was there, on his video and he was singing the I love dealing with a rich because I'm rich and he gonna trick and I'm a trick. So he was doing it, but he was like living in a Nigerian household. He peeked around the corner before he started doing the feminine neck action or whatever. And I
Mhm.
was looking like, that's funny because it's dark and it's but it's also very true. Like you had to really like a lot of us had to be double conscious all the time. So I never can judge anybody where they're at in whatever transition or whatever journey they at. You don't know.
And I think that's the biggest issue that a lot of people who can't take me, I think that that's the biggest issue they tend to have. They tend to assume that I'm judging when I'm not. Um
Hmm.
like people assume that I'll be trying to be funny when I'm fucking not. I can only be me, baby. I'm not gonna come in front of this camera and pretend to be somebody fucking else. If you wanted somebody who was a motherfucking newscaster, bitch, you got CNN, you got Fox, you got all that shit. I'm the fairy puss, honey.
I'm the very puss. Like you want Tamron Hall, go watch Tam. Be a part of the Tam fam.
Yeah, be a part of her covert mess. I let you know when I'm being messy. You don't have to try and assume that I'm being messy when I'm. It's blatant. I'll tell you in the motherfucking hashtags when I'm being messy, bitch. No,
You do. You really do.
but this just how I talk. This is my vernacular. I'm hood, bitch. You can be educated and be hood. The
And
fuck?
I like the cut. I was about to say, I don't know. I always like the cuts. Like, and when I really got into it, I mean, some things when we be, yeah, I don't know, you just get into it. And I guess it might be just part of the culture too. Like, you be like, bitch, I say bitch all the time.
It's my favorite word.
It's one of mine too. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, I really do like it. I really do like it, actually. It's a
One
sentence enhancer.
one
And
day,
it's all about tone.
one day we're gonna have that conversation about how the African American vernacular English is seems to be commonly deemed as inappropriate, and it seems to be commonly censored. You know, the hood.
Unless you Sam Jackson.
It seems like every other word that the hood comes up with, or every other word that's popularized in hip hop culture, ends up being a word that is censored. It doesn't. The math ain't mathing,
The
and
math ain't math.
and also it's obvious even in music that censorship itself is a white supremacist construct, because Look at the edited version of some of your favorite hip hop songs and look at the edited version of some of your favorite pop songs.
Right,
And, and that pop
right.
and them pop songs, them people gonna get away with saying some shit that's gonna be edited out of that hip hop song.
That is true.
I remember when I was growing up, you couldn't hear bitch, ass, none of that on the radio. When white people started singing them in their songs, all of a sudden, bitch and ass is acceptable.
That is true. That is true. When they feel like it's acceptable, like so, even Diana Ross doing a little thing to Lil Kim, that
The,
was like yeah. So that was real disrespectful. But then you have Britney and Madonna. They just tonguing each other down. You got Katy Perry, "Kissed the Girl and I Liked It." Katy Perry was a Christian gospel artist.
I know that Kate Perry. Well, I remember Kate Perry before she changed that E to a Y and dyed her hair black, bitch. Honey.
Right. So it's just like they all yeah, girl. It's a mess out there.
Kate Perry with her motherfucking Judy Garland singing as Kate Perry. Katy Perry, no low key, is really like a Broadway musical singer. Like she is not supposed to be no. She don't have a pop star voice, girl. No shade.
Yeah, I can see that. And I do like and don't get me wrong, I like her, but yeah, like that whole "I Kissed the Girl," I'm like, y'all are really like some of us were tormented about this. This is not no cute boppity bop 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 bop. This is real life. We in the street.
Yes, Midas. Yes, honey. Yes, Katy
Yeah,
Perry.
she was.
That's the reason why she didn't blow up as a pop artist until she was like 30 because she spent most of her 20s as a Christian bluegrass singer songwriter type thing. Yeah, honey, Miss Thing would be sitting on stage with her guitar and her blonde
Hmm.
highlights, bitch, trying to look like a Dollar General jewel,
Yeah, yes, Dollar General Drew.
bitch, and the vocals were horrible,
Not Baylor Swift.
honey. At
Cause
least
I'm
At least Taylor can write a hit though. Taylor can't hold the note, honey. But at least
yeah,
write
yeah,
a
no.
fucking song.
She can yeah, when I just look at her now, I have never thought of somebody as my idea of one thing. But if you think about whiteness, that is white, baby. Taylor Swift is white.
Why
It is
the fuck do you think she's so popular?
when I think about it. Yes. So a best friend of mine, he works I ain't gonna say where he worked this time to put his business out there. But anyway, some people when Taylor Swift concert went out, went up like they opened up for the sales, he was like people was calling in about the concert and they were dropping like you know how we was talking about, oh, Beyonce, them tickets is high, girl. Them jokers was dropping 5 G's, 10 G's, like for their kids to go see Taylor Swift.
The only reason they making a big deal, the only reason they making a big deal about it is because it's a black artist that's charging these prices now, honey.
Yeah.
The white girls been charging these crazy ass prices. I remember back in the day, the girls that I went to school with would have to pay an arm and a leg to go see Britney and NSYNC and Backstreet Boys and shit.
Mm. Yeah, I did read somewhere that they've been charging prices like high prices for this stuff. But you know what else? If I'm gonna be able to charge you this and I'm gonna be able to tour, as long as I do what right, I'm gonna be able to tour probably for the rest of my life because one of the things they will be able to do is they're gonna be able to go on tour and still be like, oh my God, did you see what you call it going on? Did you see Kiss on tour? Yada yada yada, so on and so forth. Like them jokers can go on tour and be like singing the same, not even new songs, old songs. So I guess I would charge
The
you an arm and a leg
Negroes
too.
be the only the Negroes be the only ones see because inherently we already have this as the Negro population, we already inherently have this thing planted in our head that we have to do 10 times the work for half the credit. You know, we
Right.
we always feel we have this innate feeling that we have to overwork, that we have to do too much. That's why they say that we so fucking extra. That's why as a whole community we known to be extra. Cause bitch, when soon as we got here, we was told that we had to do extra for nothing.
Right. And most of the time we did because y'all wasn't really seeing it any other way. Like, so most of the time, yeah, we kind of did have to do.
Honey, these black artists be the only ones. And when I'm talking about black artists, I'm talking about legendary black artists. I'm talking about your Babyface. I'm talking about your Tony Braxton. I'm talking about your fuck it, your Escape and your SWV.
Yeah, they're legendary. They're
Legend.
legendary.
They the only motherfuckers who put out projects and we don't hear nothing about it. What was her name? Bonnie Ray Jefferson, the old white woman who had just won the damn Grammy over Beyonce. Bonnie Ray.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah.
Bonnie Ray then put out one album since her ass done had an AARP card, and the whole motherfucking white community know about Bonnie Ray's album. Bitch, you better
I
trust it.
mean, up in arms, up in arms. Hold on.
You see, she got a Grammy.
Right.
Yeah, honey. It be these Negro. It be the Negro artists. I'm telling you, it be your favorite Negro artist that'll do an album, and the album probably be popping, probably be popping, baby. And you won't hear not a damn thing about it. Only time you will even hear the songs is if you go to the concert and you be like, "Oh, I ain't heard this one before."
Right.
This too.
This new, but she snuck that in there. But most of the time, yeah, it's not gonna be. We the ones that be like, oh, all the work that the legendary artists that have died, all the work that they have left that nobody still ain't heard, the Michael Jacksons and the Prince and stuff like that. Like, what? That's a lot of work. That's just. Why did you do that much work?
I don't even want to talk about the last Michael Jackson album. How many hit motherfucking potential hit records was on that last Michael? Butterfly was on that last Michael Jackson album. Butterfly is such a slept on song to this day. I feel like that's a legendary song in itself. A whole motherfucker
Yeah.
written in soprano, bitch, a
It,
ballad.
yeah. It's yeah. You're right. I just funny that you said it because I actually when I was listening to a playlist, not on my current YouTube, but my other YouTube, I was going through my playlist and Butterflies is in there. And
He
yeah, it hit.
Mike got some hits. Mike got some hits on that last album. You got to check out what was it called? Unbreakable, I think. I think that last album was called Unbreakable. Mike got some records on that album, and they only put out a video for the song with Jay-Z, the Rock With You song, which ain't even one of the top 5 songs on the record. That's not the same. They put
Exactly.
out ain't even one of the top 5 songs on the album.
Yeah.
It just sounded like they just put out a single that sounded like traditional Michael Jackson. But yeah, honey. Yeah, it's them been quite a few, but the Negro legends, they be the only ones out here still working, honey.
Yeah. They be really working hard. I'm like, girl, you ain't gotta put out new music. Go over tour off of that old music because that's what people listen to. Nobody not listen to your new stuff. To
Ain't
be
nobody,
complete.
ain't nobody listening to your new shit, and ain't nobody promoting your new shit. They'd rather play WizKid and Tim's 15 times on the motherfucking radio than give us a chance to possibly like something new. And then mind you, you hear a song on the motherfucking radio. It'll be one of your favorite motherfucking songs. You'll never hear it on the radio. You go to Spotify to check the motherfucking numbers. It'll have 183 million streams on Spotify, and y'all never thought to play this on 92Q, bitch.
I never understood that either. Like, I understand that because radio is radio. Like, it's you get played on the radio, you like that song is big, but it's like it's so funny to the point where I don't even listen to the radio. Like, I think I got in the car the other day and I was like, what? My grandma had drove and she had turned the radio on. I was like, dang, I don't never listen to the radio. Like, I even listen to podcasts or Spotify, and the podcast be on Spotify, or I'm listening to YouTube because I'm streaming it while I'm driving.
Honey, the only reason I be listening to the radio is because the vehicle is old and raggedy and I ain't got no choice.
But guess what? You gotta ride. So it don't even matter at this point.
Tell you, since the radio be playing the same shit that it was playing 10 years ago, the last time I had a raggedy car.
Right.
The only new song that they added to the mix is the Renaissance album and Tim's and Wiz Kid.
And that, yeah. Not radio. Yes, the radio.
Yeah,
I,
one. Don't mess with the radio. Two.
ooh.
Don't tell me which way to go. Y'all don't know nothing about that. Four. You're rolling with
It,
a five.
it's crazy because for the radio here, they got Ricky Smiley on the oldie station, or the oldies and smooth hits station, and then for the young one, they got Head Crack. This guy named Head Crack down here, and the chick that said that the Michael B. Jordan, her name was L'Oreal. She on the radio down here too, and I was like, I didn't know that's what she looked like. So yeah, like, ain't nobody not who's listening to y'all?
You
Who's
know,
listening to y'all talk?
honey, it's the same people that's on the radio here.
Okay, well shit. So I don't, that's how you know I'm removed. But you know that's how you know we're removed. I'm like, who's listening to y'all?
Now, I think somebody we have on the radio here that y'all might not have down there. They have DL Hewley on the radio here, sir.
No, they do that for the so Ricky Smiley do the morning and DL Hughley do the afternoon. Okay, so yeah, then okay, so they just broadcasting up and down the coast. That's fine. Okay.
Yeah, we listen. We listen to the same shit. The only difference is, every now and then they'll throw a local artist for the local.
Okay.
They'll throw a local artist in the mix. But yeah, low key, Hair Crack is the one who was on there with Miss Bernice and I mean Ricky Smiley.
Right, yeah, I remember that.
Hair Crack was on there with on Miss Bernice's show. Um, but I low key think that Hair Crack is cute, honey.
I think so too, and I think he got the cutest voice. It's
His
so interesting.
now you know the radio personalities they be having voices down, but you see them motherfuckers in person, they be like, oh yeah, you got a face for radio, bitch.
Yeah, she do, because L'Oreal voice is interesting over the radio, but I mean she all right in person, but it don't match. It's like that's that,
L'Oreal, stop.
he do look better with his locks. Yes, you are correct. I agree.
You
I
think he looks
agree.
like Kyrie? I I would say honestly, I like him either way. Like that's everybody claim that I have a type, and that's like the type. It's like it's the thick dude, some shade of brown, and they all pretty much got the same face. And Hair Crack got one of them faces like the little cute teddy bear face.
That's cute.
Yeah, and they can come in female as well. You know, the genitals don't matter. You know, it's women that tend to have them same faces too.
Yes, and that brush. Oh yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about because that's my favorite type of. If they're if this person is if this person identifies that way, that's my favorite type of stud. So I love a chubby brush cut stud. Oh my god, gets me going. It's provocative.
Thick, and then be thick, be built like, be like, bitch, you a woman and you built your shoulders wider than mine.
Right, Angie. Hey, Angela.
Angie.
A,
Yeah,
a money. A money.
yeah, that's the street name, bitch, honey, because ain't no nigga calling her no Angela.
Right.
Yeah, she only let the hoes and the butch queens get away with that, honey.
Right. And she always got that one butch queen boyfriend that she see at the club when they got a hug and kiki when they out. I used to have like
Yeah,
two
yeah, and
stud
that's
husbands that I used to see every time we used to go to the club.
and that's and that butch queen husband is low key Angie's real baby daddy, but they just don't talk about that in public. They don't talk about that in public because Angie's son called her daddy.
That's exactly
Yeah, yeah,
that's the whole part.
and the butch queen biological father, that's the godfather.
Right. And wouldn't be surprised if the butch queen in the butch queen of the butch queen transition too.
Oh baby, if the butch queen transition, then that's when they're gonna be going through it, honey, because it's gonna be given that they done really started fucking heavy. They didn't really started fucking heavy. It's giving relationship. Honey, you gonna be look they might be out the projects pulling out pistols on each other and shit.
Right. No. Oh yes, yes, yes. I'll never forget the first time. I think the first person I remember I met this ballroom. I think they were a trans man, and they ended up the rumor that was floating around that they ended up getting pregnant, and they got pregnant by one of the it wasn't a realness girl, it was like a performance girl, but it was a film queen performance
Mhm.
girl. And
It's
I was just like,
a hard girl. It's always a hard girl. She be a little. She be. It ain't nothing wrong. You know, I live for a hard girl, honey. All the film queens that I done dated, look like they lift weights in their free time.
shut up. Yes, I get what you're saying though. I know what you're saying. Now that you say it, it's not like the performance girls, you don't have to be real.
Hell no, bitch. All you got to do is be able to control the motherfucking crowd, and you gonna be that bitch.
Yeah. And don't be dressed cute on top. That's over, but yeah.
But they was back in the day. I heard back in the day before we came out, but before our time, like the generation before us, the girls gave me the impression that like the perform if you wasn't kind, like you didn't have to be real, but you had to be like kind, like you had to be like selling some type of feeling.
Something. Like
You
a judge.
giving something, some type
But
of no, some type of swimming in the ocean, bitch.
I
Um,
got a theory about that then, because my theory would be for that was because of the scarce amount of balls, more people walk multiple categories. Whereas now you could just really walk drag performance, or you could just walk performance. Whereas they might have walked film queen performance, but they probably was walking face, or maybe something else that required them to look like whatever because they
they
wanted to vote. Yeah, because it seemed like voting was the afterthought for a while, and then it switched around.
it was very much that it was given like it was given honestly based on the research that I did. It was given like Vogan was that messy nasty thing that like only you
Those
know
girls do
queen-
like, oh, they girl, you
queens
bold.
only like the naughty queens did it. They rolled around on the floor and got dirty and all that dirty stuff. You even see I'm gonna have to post it on here. It's a clip with Alyssa and Ajane reading each other, and Ajane was like, you'll never be a face girl. You good for rolling around on the floor and doing all that dirty shit. Mm-hmm.
Really?
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna have
No.
to. I'm gonna have to
Yes,
post.
you gotta post that because I need to see that. Not Anjanae. Yeah.
Honey, this is yeah. I do. I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna post that Pooh Bear because
Yeah.
that is one of the teas because the girls always be asking why Anjanae don't come out like that, and she stopped coming out after her and Alyssa had that falling out, bitch. They had I don't know if you remember, but back in the day, like in the old ball clips, in the 90s clips and the real early 2000s clips, like the girls would have read sessions. The,
Yeah, I can see that. I saw those, and I thought it was just moments that was captured where they were just talking shit. But I can see now they just be like, "Oh, it's a read. We about to start talking shit back and forth."
it would be like how even now when you be at a ball and like the girls be on the sideline or the girls be talking shit or the girls be trying to run up on the judges. Yes, they coming through with the gifts, honey, for both of us. I appreciate it.
Yeah, do
Um,
that. Thank you. Much
but
appreciated.
the girls would. I forgot what I was saying. I got distracted by the coins by me doing withdrawing my. No, I love and appreciate y'all. Thank y'all.
No,
But
for real.
yeah, the girls would have it would start out like how you be at a ball now. And the girls be on the sideline or try to run up on the panel and try to talk shit. Like, bitches, y'all trying, that's the second time y'all done kicks. Pooh Bear, y'all playing in our faces. Let me get some.